This is part 2 in our series where we catch up and discuss what's going on in the world.
Let's talk about what intuition really is.
Let's look at all the places intuition and ego show up in your life.
Let's share honestly.
Let's do the research.
I'm Jamie Hayhurst.
I'm Heather Wood.
This is the Intuitive Girl's Guide.
This episode will play uninterrupted after a brief message from our sponsors.
You know what goes great with podcast listening?
A great cup of coffee from a great coffee shop. Restoration Coffee. Can we go?
Yeah, check them out and visit restoration-coffee.com.
All right, well, speaking of being mad, the CDC has some things going on.
Yes.
I would maybe call it turmoil.
I mean, who saw this coming?
Everybody. Yeah. So there's been a lot going on for a while.
Fuck.
There's been a lot going on for a while there. RFK Jr. is a fucking disaster.
You know, yes. But the thing is that as bad as he is getting, I'm going to say this.
Okay.
As bad as he's getting and more radical that he becomes, I actually often have these thoughts of like people that we know from like our sort of like former lives that I'm
the
like,
woohoo world.
Oh, so-and-so loves this.
Oh, yeah.
So-and-so is eating this up. This is exactly what they wanted when they were like talking about seed oils and like, this is what they want. And like, they think this is revolution.
Yeah. Let me say that he is a disaster who is being informed well by somebody of exactly the right thing to say to get those kinds of people to be really on board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think it's him.
Like I'm like my logical brain is like, wow, this is fucking insane. And then my intuition is going, but that's what they wanted. That's what all these people wanted before you left like wellness.
Yeah.
It was because of people like that who wanted this. They wanted no vaccines. They wanted like take out red dye 22 or whatever instead of like actually talking about like food deserts and like accessibility to healthy food and like those types of like bigger, more problematic issues.
When I first entered this sort of wellness space, and now I never really did anything that I think you could really consider wellness. And I think I was like wellness adjacent.
Oh. I mean, essential oils are wellness.
Yes, 100%.
Ish.
Yes, but like my career wasn't in essential oils. You know what I'm saying? But like, yes, I still like essential oils. I don't like MLMs, but I do like essential oils.
I do too.
But, you know, I'm still a witchy, woohoo person. Mm-hmm. When I first entered that space, probably 15 years ago, there was this discourse of there's not enough clarity on what's in this shit. What's going on with like this is around the Jenny McCarthy time where Jenny McCarthy was outrageous. Do you know what I mean? Now she's mild, it seems. But you know what I'm saying? Like there was this like, hey, they're not telling us enough. And I just want to say like, I think Jenny McCarthy went too far without enough research, but I do support the questioning of things. Like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like I'm being political about it, but it's not black and white in my opinion. But that's the problem is that people are saying you either have vaccines or you don't have vaccines or like,
correct.
But at that time there was a questioning. There was can we have more transparency and information of what's in things. Why is Europe banning stuff that we still have? And that was a nice conversation. That was a place. I remember some people like opting not to get certain vaccines, mostly the flu shot, which now, you know what I mean? Like, but something happened and I wish I could pinpoint where, but it felt like a slow shift that like clicked really far all of a sudden. And it became black and white. It
Right.
became, well, everything is toxic and everything is bad for you.
Right.
So far now that the state of Florida wants to get rid of vaccine mandates altogether.
What could possibly go wrong?
And it's just sort of like really frustrating to me because this is one of those times where the fact that you didn't study history is really going to fuck us all over.
Correct. Exactly.
Like, read a fucking book.
Watch a fucking history documentary. Like, you don't have to read it if you don't want to. You know?
No, actually, just read some books.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But be a person who reads books or listen to them like we do. It's all the same. It's still reading.
Yeah.
Just be informed. Have a different perspective in your head than your own every now and again.
Yes. The interesting thing is, and I think it's also tied to like what you're talking about with like people only take the first step.
Yeah.
Is that I feel like if people took more than one step, whilst simultaneously sort of zooming out a little bit, they would realize that all of these sort of radical ideas or this like these deviations from like the norm that they're so gung-ho about are actually all tied to billionaires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, think about like why people love Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He just tells it like it is. He's a businessman. He's not a politician.
Right.
Anyways, we've hit that.
Yeah.
You can look at the Boston landscape if you're from here. Like some people starting to back like Josh Kraft for mayor. Right? Like, he's not a politician. He's Bob Kraft's son. Like,
what is that dissonance? Sorry to interrupt you. Of this is a person raised with a trust fund.
Right.
Like, this is Trump. This is Kraft.
Right.
So he's for the people.
Like, exactly.
What is that? Why does that work?
I don't know. But also, like, you talk about MLMs.
Yeah.
And like the Mormon Church being behind some of them. Like, what they're all fueled and funded by big money. Yeah. I mean, Josh Kraft is a Nepo baby. Yeah. Donald Trump is
also a Nepo baby, but scammer. Yeah,
like
right.
A hustler, like, you know,
criminal.
Like the Mormon Church is a cult that has been funneling money for decades now.
See our mini episodes on that. Yeah.
Like, everyone thinks they're being so fucking edgy and quirky, and like, I like this other thing. I'm not getting a flu shot. I'm different than all of you guys. The people telling you that are fucking billionaires, and they want you dumb and sick.
You just acting that out as like that was I hope if you are just listening, I hope you go find that clip somewhere because it was hilarious. It was good. It was well done.
Like,
yeah.
Like, you think that like
I agree. 100%.
You think that RFK is like smarter than 200 years of science? He's a fucking Kennedy. He's a Nepo baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, take a step back. Look at the big picture.
Yes.
Who's fueling all of these ideas that you have? And what is it about you? This is the intuitive part. Mm-hmm. What is it about you that makes you want to cling so tightly to something like that? Yeah. And like, you and I were there. Like, I am judging you. I was going to say I'm not judging you. I am judging you. But like, I get it. Like,
if you're judging them, if you're still there.
Yeah, like, if you're still there, I'm judging you. But like, because you have enough information now. Like, you've seen how bad things are in this country. Like, you should know better now. But like,
use your critical thinking.
You and I have been there. Like you were saying, we were there at a time when all this stuff was kind of dawning. And you saw like, this does have appeal. This does feel like people who are willing to listen to me and not just say like, do X, Y, and Z and like eat X, Y, and Z and use these chemicals. Like, I get that.
I do too.
But you don't just like, it's like you're taking directives from one thing and then you're taking them from another instead of being like, what makes sense to me? Yes. That's the intuition.
Well, because that's why black and white thinking works, which is basically our problem with everything. It's my problem with people being mad at Taylor Swift, but also not being mad enough at Taylor Swift. Like, it's the problem with, I am pro-vaccines.
Yes.
Pro-science.
Yes.
But I also question everything.
Correct.
There are I know for me personally, there are some medical advice things given out that would not work for me.
Right.
But nowhere in my brain does it say, well, that's how it should be for everyone.
Yeah, or
that's ridiculous.
And you don't also then hear like, so now I'm never going to a doctor ever again.
Right.
It's not like, oh, because this one part doesn't work for me, like I just sweep the whole thing out of my life.
And people, the reason that black and white thinking like that works is because it's easy.
Of course it is.
You can just join a club and everyone will tell you exactly what to think. It's why cults go after people who have just recently been through some kind of trauma, because that's when you are most susceptible to giving away the deeper thinking and the critical thinking and the intuitive work of like, does this work for me? Does this feel right? What do I think about this? Let me do my own research. Does that make sense for me? Does it make sense on a global scale? Like, that's hard work. And you know what? When you ask those questions, you see unpleasant things.
You sure do.
You lose friends. You like, do you know what I'm
sure
saying? You end up with a podcast where you call out the industry you love.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's such a nice, like, rose-colored glasses way to live.
Yes.
To go, the best thing for everyone is this thing that me, an uneducated person in science, thinks. Like, it's so annoying.
Right, because it requires, once you start looking beyond the black and the white, and it forces you to go beyond that one step that people are willing to do.
Exactly. Like you said before.
Then you're like, oh, so maybe it's not true. You can't just stop there. You're just like, oh, well, then what does that mean about this? And what does that mean about this?
Yes.
What does that mean about this part of my life? And what does it mean about, like, who's telling me this? It becomes this whole thing, and you have to start rewriting all of these things in your life.
And you have to both love Taylor Swift and be disappointed in her. That's harder than just being like, no, she's right.
Exactly.
Or no, I hate her.
Exactly.
No, I love her. I think she's brilliant. I also think energy-wise, 10 out of 10. She seems like a good person. I'm just disappointed in asking her to do more. Those things can exist at the same time. Exactly. And I realize that those things are complicated.
Yes.
They're very complicated.
Yeah, it's not like throwing her in the trash or being viciously defensive of her.
Yes, it's like, no, I'll defend her when you're yelling at her for being at an event where it's like, but those people over there are funding things that like still benefit Harvey Weinstein, and you're not saying a fucking thing, but you're mad because Taylor's here. I'll stand up for that fucking misogyny, but then I'll also stand up and be like, I'm really mad that she's not saying more or using her power to fund things that could help people.
Right.
She could literally shut down Amazon. She could make her own fucking Amazon. She doesn't have to do it. She has to pay someone to do it, and they could do it, and all that money could like go back to communities or something. And like she could do that. She has that power. That's what I'm mad about. Like, that's way more complicated to both love and be mad at someone. It's to be supportive and disappointed. Like, that's harder. It's harder to go like, I think they need to tell us more about what's in vaccines and constantly question it. Than to go, I'm never going to have one.
Exactly.
It's a lot more work.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a lot more frustration.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you have to fight the system that's fighting against you.
Yeah, but guess what? If you're someone of privilege, that's where we need you, babe.
Exactly.
That's where we need you.
Exactly. That's a great point. Exactly.
Okay. So just to add a few things to the CDC thing, the person that was appointed by this administration to run it was fired because they weren't doing everything exactly like they were told, which caused more turmoil. And then when that person was fired, a bunch of all the other leaders there pieced out. I don't know simultaneously, but around the same time. They also fired all of the vaccine supporters on the panel to study vaccines and put in all people who don't support vaccinations.
That's all rigged.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
Is this what we want? Because I understand if you don't want everyone who doesn't question them.
Right.
But now we just have everyone who
swing the other way.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. So all this is happening. And what's crazy is that the people who are still there, who are speaking out, which is really fucking brave. Talk about putting something on the fucking line.
Exactly.
I wrote down a quote from one of them. Oh, so this person had just resigned, and they said, like, all the things that are going on, the policies and the materials, does not reflect scientific reality and are designed to hurt rather than to improve the public's health. They also stated that Kennedy is not being briefed by anyone there about measles, bird flu. Like, he has this committee, but he's not even asking them for information.
No, of course not.
So
he also vaccinates his kids.
Exactly.
He doesn't give a shit.
Right. So it's all just, my point of saying all this is like, how much can you defend that? Even if you are anti-vax, which I disagree with, even if you are that, why would you not want it questioned? Like, don't you care about health? Do you care more about being anti-vax than your own health and your children's health?
Yes.
Like, that drives me crazy. How?
That's the black and white thing. They just want to be right. They can't be wrong. They can't face that and do the thinking they need to do to rewrite that. So it's just unequivocally defend. But that's when you were reading that, I could hear people that I know being like, but what about this? And what about that? And like all this whataboutism that everyone's always just like throwing back into arguments. Like they don't care about the truth.
Like you're losing the plot. Like we're so busy. This is what they want too. Like saying, I'm gonna, I think we should have vaccines. And when the thing is, people who believe in vaccines don't believe in forcing everyone to get every vaccine.
Right.
They just believe they should be available to everyone.
Right.
And for public safety, certain ones should be required. That's it.
History. It's not belief. It's just science and it's history. Like things we've tried to fix.
But it's sort of like, don't tell me what to do with my body, which, those same people are like anti-abortion as well, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
But it's like, we're not actually telling you what to do with your body, but we do think people should study it and then make suggestions. Like we think the people who are experts in that should weigh in.
Yeah, and it's also not just about you and your body. It's about the collective and all of us. It's about the collective health and safety of all of us.
Yes.
Think beyond just yourself. Again, that's that next step.
Yes.
I think about myself. What do I want? What am I scared of? Like, what are my traumas and all this stuff? No one, like, they're not thinking, well, how does all that shit impact everyone outside of me? How does that impact my immediate family?
Yeah.
How does that impact my coworkers?
Yeah.
How does that impact this country?
Yeah.
Like, they're not having those thoughts.
How? Because Jamie, I can't even do anything. I'm not even talking in the political landscape of the world. I can't walk by someone and say hello and then not go, how did that affect me? How did that affect that person? How did that just affect the world? Did I just cause that weather disaster because I didn't smile enough? Like, do you know how are you existing in a brain that can stop at one step?
Well, it must be nice and quiet in there, I would think.
Or like an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I'll move on. Anything else you want to say about the CDC?
No.
I just really wanted to make the point that like swinging to the other direction doesn't solve anything. It just creates a different problem.
Right.
And we're too far away from like solving shit. We're just yelling at each other and it makes no sense. Yeah. Okay. You mentioned ICE. Would you like to add anything to that conversation?
No, I think people need to, it depends on where you live, right? Like ICE is everywhere. ICE is a problem. We should all be speaking up. I don't know. The thing is, like, at the end of the day, I don't know why, like, just one of these things that we've spoken about in this episode isn't enough to get us all in the streets, like, burning cities down. Like, I don't know why, but, like, certainly ICE. Like, ICE is the Gestapo.
Talk about, like, a violation of rights.
Violation of like, rights, but also trust. And, like, it's so disgusting. And that's, I think, a really good place where if you wanted to make a difference, that's where you could actually make change, like in the moment. And I get that it's scary, like that sort of like see something, say something, do something thing is like, you've got to do something. And
this something could be small. I'm not suggesting it be small, but like there are apps that are ICE trackers.
Right.
I know NBC has one.
Yes. Right.
It's a deportation tracker, but like there's other ones where it's like, if you see ICE somewhere, you can report that.
Right.
What is that out of your day?
Nothing.
And I'm not saying that's enough, but like maybe if you just thought like, what's one thing I can do? Right. And you tried to do that, like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And listen, I get like, there's a lot of deprogramming that has to happen when you're confronted with something like this in real life. I think it's easy on social media to look at, videos of people like recording and intervening and helping, and you're like, yeah, I'll do that. Like that's what I'll do if I ever see that. I think it's a different story when it's actually you in the moment, and we've all been programmed to trust the police and to trust that they're protecting us and that they're looking out for us. And if you see them apprehending someone, I think a lot of people's first thought is, well, they must have done something wrong. They must have broken the law. They must have done this. They must have done that. Like, I think like shaking up that programming is probably harder than we think, but like you have to do it, especially if you're, like you said, someone of privilege, you're white, like especially if you're in a city like us, like in Boston. Like, I don't care how scared I am. Like if I see something like that happening, I'll do something about it. But like, I'm not saying it's easy.
No, it isn't easy, and it's scary, and it's also a time where you can't resort to that black and white thinking, where ICE is different than the police.
Sure.
First of all, so I understand, like with the police themselves, like there's discourse of what should be done. As somebody who thinks that whole system needs to be fixed and that there's a lot of problems there, that doesn't make me anti-cop.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would never be like, oh, all first responders are terrible. Like, don't put people in that black and white thing. So what I'm saying is, like, by questioning ICE, by filming them, you're not making a statement that you think criminals who are from another country and are here should stay here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you're going too far. If you don't like ICE, that doesn't mean you hate first responders. Like, what is that? Like, it drives me crazy.
Right.
You know? Like, that's the problem, is that you think it's one or the other, that you're joining a team or not, but it's not. It's, hey, there shouldn't be a Gestapo like this.
ICE shouldn't exist.
Exactly. That shouldn't.
Period.
So take away that question there and just go, this shouldn't be happening.
But it's certainly, they shouldn't exist ever.
No.
But they certainly shouldn't be able to be masked.
No.
And unidentified. Like, they shouldn't have to be like with no markings of who they are.
Yes.
Like, that's a violation.
Yes.
Like, easily.
Yeah.
Anyone who says no is just a bootlicker.
Yes.
They're just a bootlicker.
Yes.
And they secretly want to be a cop, and they secretly want to beat black people on the streets. Like that might be a harsh statement, but like, if you're cheering on ICE, it's because you have some really deep-seated, terrible beliefs inside of you that you like watching be enacted on camera.
I mean, it reminds me of, like, remember when you were in history class and you learned that, like, people were hung and, like, people would come to the square and, like, cheer.
The lynchings.
It's the
same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, I mean, there is no, like, illegal, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, that's all bullshit. But like, even if someone's quote unquote, undocumented or illegal or whatever, it's not solved that way.
Exactly right.
It's not solved that way, and you don't get to just yank people off the street and send them to who the fuck knows where without due process.
But there's the black and white, right? Because it's like, well, if I'm saying ICE shouldn't exist, then I'm saying that, everyone can come here and, like, no.
Right. So exactly.
I saw something flash across, like you wanted to say something when I was talking about first responders.
Not all first responders.
Okay.
But like, if you're a cop and like, you might be a nice person, but you are a part of and employed by a system that was based on slavery.
Right.
And is still currently used to, like, legally enslave people. So like, I can't. Yeah. It's still a problem.
That's the system. That's the problem.
Well, that's the system. Yes. And that's what I was going to say, is because I know a lot of cops who are, like, nice, hardworking people. And like, yes, they are. And they didn't leave their job. They probably see a lot of problems in their profession, but they can't leave because they have a pension.
Yes.
And they have to retire, and they have kids they have to feed. And I get all of that. But again, that's the system.
That's exactly my point.
Capitalism sets you up so that you can't speak up at your job. You can't risk losing your health insurance. If you get fired from your job for speaking up against your dirty boss, or your dirty partner or whatever it is. But but nothing is going to change unless we absolutely deconstruct policing in this country.
Yes,
it has to be not just, and I don't mean like fixing it. I don't mean like repairing it. Like the system has to be ended.
Yeah.
And we have to rebuild what like safety means in this country.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think where people mishear you is that, and start to argue about the wrong things, is like, oh, well, this guy's a good cop, or this guy helped me, or this did. And it's like, no, again, this is not a black and white argument.
No, and you're still a part of a system that murders people in the street and ruins lives and falsely imprisons people. And I mean, I could go on and on about like the things that police do with their privilege. Look at the fucking Karen Reed trial. Like,
I can't with that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at like the privilege of police and how it's abused in this country.
I mean, literally every crime documentary we watch, we say that. The system itself is very broken. If you are a cop, you are even unwilling, you're a supporter of that system. Correct. Does that mean that we don't appreciate when a cop comes and helps somebody, or does no? Like, that's the part that I don't like. That's the part where I'm like, saying a system needs to change is not attacking every single person within the system. It is putting responsibility. I'm not denying that. But like, that becomes a fight that doesn't solve anything. What we should be saying is, how do we fix this? And instead we're saying, oh, well, Jamie hates cops. It's like, never did she say that once.
No, I hate policing.
Exactly. But that's where people will go, no, that's what you said. And then we'll spend all this time arguing about the wrong thing, where the right thing should be like, how do we make this better so that the cops within the system can speak out about the system? Well, that the system itself supports takes care of these people. And I think that applies to all first responder jobs. Like, why is this system not taking care of these people who do this
who are supposed to be taking
really hard job, right? Like, so that's what we want to fix, which benefits those people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just get stuck in the wrong conversation because someone's going to go, so I just wanted to cut it off, because it's like, don't come with that argument, because that's not the argument. That's a distraction from the problem.
Correct. Agreed.
All right, I have one more thing to bring up to you.
Okay.
We have to. Trump's health.
Man,
what do you want to say about this?
Dude, I really honestly thought that he was dead or dying a couple days ago. I really did.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really did. And I don't want to hear about it. Don't talk to me about like, you shouldn't wish for people's, absolutely. Trump, dead. Want him dead. Like,
yeah, he actively kills people. I mean, why would we want that?
He rapes children.
Like, what are you talking about?
Like, I don't know what.
Good thing we don't have any big corporate sponsors, Jamie.
How about now? You want to sponsor us now? What could possibly go wrong?
Well, it's clear that something happened.
I mean, he is dying.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I'm going to say something really dorky, but I'll say something better before I get to the dorky. I'll say something different. When there was a gun violence incident at a religious school by a transgender person, and he did not say a word, I was like,
something's wrong.
Something's going on.
Yes. That he didn't take that opportunity.
Correct. That's the opportunity he's been wishing for.
Exactly. That was like sort of what pushed me over the hump of skepticism of being like, oh no, something's really wrong that he's not commenting on this. Like, he's down and out.
Yes. And I will also say that as much as I, like you, would shed no tears over the man's death, we aren't fixing anything if he just dies.
No.
Like, we just put JD Vance there. Like, this is not a better solution. Like,
no,
we can't only want that.
You know, it's a hydra with many heads, right?
100%. If that one was gone,
but it does
good
morale. Like, as far as like the charismatic cult leader.
Yes,
like, that's
but
not JD Vance.
No, but then they would use that and whatever. It's a whole thing. But this is the dorky thing. I kept checking back to our own astrology episode to see if there was anything crazy that happened.
Oh.
And we literally say, like, a bunch of little things happen over the summer and like into the fall, and then like nothing till next year. We literally say that to each other, and I was like, damn it.
Well, the witches of TikTok all said that he was going to die by the end of August, and it was like the August 31st that it was like the rumors were like really strong.
Yeah.
It wasn't true.
It wasn't.
But.
Well, I won't get into it, but I was going to say, you can't really exactly tell when someone's going to die, but you can tell different other things. So I think they picked up something.
Yes, they certainly did. I mean, he's not well. I mean, no one's going to argue that. Even like his people you can't deny the big, IV bruises on his hands. And like, you can't say he's well.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't believe the photoshopped pictures of him?
I don't even know if it was him. I would go so far and sound like a crazy person to even say that. Like
it might have been a crisis actor or whatever.
Like the hair didn't look like him.
Yeah.
It didn't look like him.
The thing is that like none of those things feel like I feel like someone will read about things like this in history and be like, what did that feel like? And I'll just be like, just
another day.
Just another bullshitty thing that was happening.
Yeah, well, that's the point, right? Is to keep everyone really numbed out and really tired and really desensitized so that like these things happen. We focus on them for a little bit. We're distracted from the Epstein files. Like, we focus on the next thing, and then we're distracted from Gaza. We focus on the next circus show, and then we lose track of all this stuff. Yeah. And nothing's ever changing, and they keep running this scam on us, and
we keep buying it.
We keep losing rights, and
and then the people in power don't say anything to help us, and we get frustrated all over again because it's a vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I just want to reiterate. Fight capitalism with capitalism, please, and support people loudly who are speaking out, and keep demanding that other people do.
Right.
You can love a celebrity and also ask them to behave differently.
Yeah, do better. Yeah.
No more black and white thinking. And then lastly, I just want to remind everybody that matriarchy will also take down patriarchy.
Hell of a concept.
Which is community. And not hierarchy, it's community and individualism. So if we actually could gather, we could fix it. If we were like, hey, let's get together and wipe out all these things and support these things and like make them do what we want, we could do that.
Yeah, no, everyone's like, oh, well, so you're going to put women in charge? And it's like,
that's not what matriarchy is.
Matriarchy is actually like a village that everyone talks about. Like, it takes a village. Like, that's matriarchy.
Yeah.
It's that.
Matriarchy is not reverse patriarchy.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Although we still would be nicer. We would be.
It depends on the women, but yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we wouldn't do this. But that's not what matriarchy is.
Celebrates women in leadership more because women's bodies are more cyclical, like the earth is more cyclical. So they tend to have a better ability in those areas naturally. That's how we used to operate. Right. But that did not mean that there were no men also in power.
No,
that's ridiculous. It's not like, let's give the men less rights than the women. That's not what matriarchy is.
That's patriarchal thinking.
And that's just reverse patriarchy, and that's not what it is. So, yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I just wanted to end. But, hell of a first, I guess, 2 episodes here.
Yeah. Welcome back.
I hope you were looking for us to be angry. But really, it would be irresponsible of 2 white girls to be like, let's just talk about, the energy of something.
If you're not mad right now, I don't know what to tell you.
Get mad. Actually, get in your time machine and go back.
Go back and be mad 10 years ago. Be born mad. Like I was.
Oh, that's our new logo for the podcast. Be born mad. All right. Well, even though we're mad, you know what we need? We need coffee.
I do need a coffee.
Let's go do that.
Hey everyone, Heather and I have an ask for you. If you love this episode or if you love the IGG, can you do us a favor? We need you to go onto whatever platform you listen on and download, subscribe, like, love, whatever it's asking you to do. Can you go do those things for us on the platforms that you listen on? It would mean so much to us.
Thanks for listening to our episode. For a way to get in touch with us, please visit our website, intuitivegirlsguide.com. We love hearing your feedback on our episodes.